Alright, and here we are back for our first test match. We're on the die roll, so we're going to choose to play first. This hand's pretty good. It's got 2 removal spells, a Knight's Whisper, and a nice chunk of lands. Just, whatever you do, do not put the Orzhov Basilica into play on turn 1, because that would really suck. And I've had people do that to me a couple of times, actually, in this format, in the past 6 or 7 months, I think. I don't remember, but I remember them doing it. Alright, so we'll see what my opponent's playing. Forgotten Cave. Not sure what that could signal. Could signal, Coldotha Boros, more than likely. So I could go Swamp here and go Knight's Whisper, but I think I'm better off going Orzhov Basilica. Because then, next turn, if I want to, I can go Swamp, Disfigure, and Knight's Whisper. If my opponent does nothing, I can just go Knight's Whisper and Scarab Barons. That seems fine. Yeah, it looks like it is Coldotha Boros. Okay. So we're going to see how this deck functions. Looks like we're playing against the Coldotha Rebirth version. Wall of Hope is nice. Let's see. Alright, I think I want to go Swamp. And then cast Knight's Whisper, pretend to draw into Wall of Hope. So to draw Thraben Spectre, I'm going to go Thraben Spectre. Prismatic Strands, huh? I think going Wall of Hope is still better. If they remove it, not much I can really do about it. But I think it's better to do that. So right now what I need is Guardian of the Guild pack, because then they can never remove it, and a Pestilence, and then should be in, well, pretty good business, to be honest. The big problem with Coldotha Boros, excuse me, is they can burn you out. So that is an issue. Oh, my opponent's behind on lands. Putting some lands in play tap. Yep. Lightning Bolt. Well, they always have it. Now, I could have waited and put Prismatic Strands and used Prismatic Strands, but I feel like I would be falling a little far behind if I was to do that. Crypt Rats is pretty good. So I could go Crypt Rats now, but I don't really want to. I'm going to cycle this. Ooh, an Orzhov Basilica again. I could disfigure one of them, but I don't really like that. I think I'm just going to go Basilica, return the Swamp, and pitch a Plains. You need more access to black mana than you do white mana. So I think that's better. And I can do Crypt Rats for 2 next turn if I want to, so that'll be good. Ooh, looks like my opponent's heavy on the lands, which is good for me. One thing that this deck doesn't do is it doesn't play like Font of Return or Grim Harvest or anything. So that might be a problem later on. So I did draw Pestilence. The question is if I want to play it right now. I don't really think I do. I feel like playing Crypt Rats is better, but the problem with playing Crypt Rats is that I can't kill the Course. Oh, I can kill the Core Skyfish actually. I can do this for 1 and then disfigure. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll just wrath the board real quick. Come on. There we go. Oh my god. All the sirens outside every time I'm recording. It's because they know, guys. It's because they know. Okay, hopefully that's done with. Another Orzhov Basilica. I guess I'll just play that, return the Swamp, and then pass. Not much else I can do. Everybody, Arctic's recording. Let's do the mating call of the sirens. Stupid crap. All right. So we're a little behind right now. My opponent's, I think, on all spells, which is a problem for me. I really just need, like, Guardian or something. That's not a stupid Guardian. Alright, well, unfortunately I'm drawing my cards in kind of the wrong order. It's another problem with this deck is that you really need your cards to come together. As you see, like, a lot of your cards individually don't really work out too well. Prismatic Strands and stuff like that. But your whole deck works together in good sequence. So Now the other problem is that this deck, this is basically like the black-white version of Kuldotha Boros. But when you look at Kuldotha Boros, look at how many cards they're drawing compared to you. I'm going to go ahead and I think disfigure this, just to keep the tempo up. Since if they play a Core Skyfisher, they can just return the Ichor Wellspring anyway, so it doesn't actually make a difference. Okay, I guess I'm getting trolled right now. I'm still not going to play the Pestilence, because I want my opponent to commit more to the board. They did not flashback the Battle Screech, so I think my opponent understands that I don't have a way of dealing with these 1/1s at the moment. Cracks the clue now. Didn't crack it on the end step, which is interesting. They don't have Metalcraft, which is a good thing. I'm hoping that... I don't know. Oh, what? I guess they've misclicked? No, I guess they're playing another creature. Another Battle Screech. And I guess they're going to flashback a Battle Screech? Yeah, that's what they're doing. Another Pestilence. Alright, well, I'm going to use one of these Prismatic Strands just to see if I can make them commit more to the board. And, try to get more out of this Pestilence, or more out of these Pestilences than I can. Now, looks like my opponent's not going to let me. So we're just going to Prismatic Strands from naming white. And prevent some damage. White. And F6, I suppose. Now, I do have enough mana to go... Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9. I do have enough mana to go Guardian, Pestilence, and Poke. So, if I could draw a Guardian, it'd be really helpful. Probably going to return one of these Cycle lands, I'd imagine. Not the Radiant Fountain. Yep. Return the white one. Guardian of the Guild Pack would also be very helpful, because then I could also blink the Prismatic Strands back. I suppose Palace Sentinels would be good, too. Oh, even Riftwatcher's kind of nice. So, now I can play the even Riftwatcher. And I can also play Pestilence, poke for 1, and then if they go to kill it with a Lightning Bolt, I can flashback Prismatic Strands to save it, and then they have to use another removal spell on it. So that's good. And it gains me a little bit of life. I guess they could bolt it in response, which would suck. It'd be really annoying, but I don't think that should be too much of a problem. They can't Galvanic Blast it because they don't have Metalcraft. They're far enough away from Metalcraft. So that's something to keep in mind. Alright, so let's go ahead and poke for 1 right now. It's good to poke for 1 on your main phase, just so that if they're playing main deck Prismatic Strands, you see they're tapped out for white. Okay, they're going to Lightning Bolt. I'm going to prevent the red, just to save it. They could have Galvanic Blasted it too, but they chose not to, so maybe that signals they don't have it. Excuse me. So now I have a Pestilence for 2 pretty much every turn if I want, for the next 3 turns, which is good. Alright, so they're going to return probably the Forgotten Cave and cycle it. I don't know if they'll cycle it now, they will. Alright. Culios. I feel you, dog. I feel you. That's what the kids say now, right? I don't know, I'm old. I still use the word homie sometimes, so... No! That's not fair! Stupid journey to nowhere. You suck. Alright, well. Gonna gain 2. Not gonna bother poking with Pestilence. I kinda want to keep my life total up. Even Riftwatcher, huh? I think I'll save that. Just for later. I don't really think there's a reason to play it just yet. So, Alright, so now they have Metalcraft, so now Metalcraft is completely turned on. I need one of 6 cards. Also, some of my draw spells would be really appreciated. And, you see, now this is the problem with Coldotha Boros, is it's a big reason why, when I was testing this deck, I wondered, what, like, when I bring this to you as a viewer, what would be my selling point as to play this deck over Coldotha Boros? And there are merits, but the problem is with Coldotha Boros, you don't need as much luck because of the fact that you're cantripping so much. Alright, well, this is Knight's Whisper, so we're getting somewhere in life. Alright, well, we got somewhere. So we'll go ahead and Chainer's Edict. There's no way that they'll be able to play a token on instant speed, unless they're just randomly playing tokens, which would be funny. But yeah. So we're matched on cards, but I mean, this deck does this deck does draw cards really well. There's one thing it does, it draws cards really well. Alright, my opponent's saying go, so now we can actually go on the beatdowns. But we're still just drawing lands, which is a real pain in the tuchus. Attack for 1. Pass the turn. We need 1 of 10 cards. 1 of 10. Just 1 of 10. We have 4 draw spells. The 3 Monarchs. Or the 3 Pal Sentinels and the 3 Guardians. And a Glinthawk. Sure. Find it kind of funny that my opponent was about to just pass the turn and not actually do that. That was kind of weird. And a red for Coldotha Boros? Sure. Oh, Coldotha Rebirth. My bad. Beginning of the end step. Okay. So I can actually, like, play this, use it, and then play, like a Guardian of the Guild Pact or something. Jeez Louise. Papa Cheese. My god. So much card advantage. In such little time. Well. This is a predicament. I'm going to attack for 1. And see what my opponent does. They decided to take it. My opponent is a gracious person. So we're going to play Pestilence. We're then going to poke twice. It's always good to do this 1 at a time, just to be safe. And then we're going to poke again. And then we're going to play the Third Inspector, but we're going to leave up Drawing with a Clue and Prismatic Strands to keep the Pestilence in play for a little bit longer. This way, if my opponent wants to use a Lightning Bolt or a Galvanic Blast, they have to use 2 of them in order to actually do anything. Alright, there's more Prisms. It's very cool. Or Skyfisher, yep. I can deal with that with Chainer's Edict, so that's not really a big problem. Do have to be careful, though, because at some point they can draw 4 Galvanic Blast and I'll just be dead. So, that's always a fun little thing to know. It's like, oh, by the way, I'll just hit you 4 times for 4 damage. It's like, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Alright. So, I think I can crack the clues safely, since if they want to kill it now, I still keep Pestilence. Jeez. Let's see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, so let's go ahead and Chainer's Edict. Get some use out of that while I can. And then play this Basilica. Return the plains and attack for 1 and pass the turn. So they do still have... alright. Well, let's go ahead and use this prismatic strands. Prevent the red. And pass the turn. I prevented red. What's my point doing? Okay. So, they've used 2 lightning bolts, 2 cold oath rebirths. They have 2 core skyfishers down, 3 core skyfishers down, 2 glint hawks down. I know they have 2 battle screeches down, but one's in the site, one's in the graveyard. Alright, well, can't prevent that one. And now the Pestilence is gone, but we still have 2 more in the deck, so that's not really a huge deal. Not going to poke for one. Just going to save it. Alright, cycle this Baron more. Man, it's a lot of lands. There's no point in playing the Aven Riftwatcher, really. I may have messed up there by attacking with the Thraben Inspector. It's very possible that I should not have done that. I may have gotten a little too greedy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 lands, 15 lands. I have 7 left in 29 cards. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and play this Aven Riftwatcher now to gain some life. They do not have metal crafting. Oh, they do have metal craft. They have 3 ancient dens, so might as well. I have a 1 in 10 chance of getting there. Man, what a journey. Okay. Not much I can do about that. I can gain life. I'm not going to flashback the prismatic strands for the goblins. I don't see the point in that personally. I'm gonna take 3 though. Go to 15. Okay. Wall of Hope, go. Somewhere deep in the bottom quarter of my deck are 10 cards. Somewhere deep, deep in the ocean, as far as the eye can see. Can you kiss my behind, god dang it? No, prevent the red. Leave my Wall of Hope alone. My Wall of Hope didn't do anything to you. All it did was sit there. That is literally all it did. All it did was come into play. Why do you want to kill it? It doesn't do anything. I can't even attack with it. Not that I would anyway. It's got 0 power, but... Alright, take 1. 1 in 10? Oh my god. Well, actually, that's pretty good since I can, gain a bunch of life now. Like, there's no point in my opponent attacking anymore with these ground creatures. Unless they're playing Firebolt, I suppose. Prophetic Prism, okay. Can't do anything about that. They're gonna flashback Firebolt, so I'm gonna gain 4 life. Alright. Let the thing go. Ah, there you go. I'm gonna prevent the damage, by the way, to keep the Wall of Hope. I have to try and gain as much time as possible, so... Figuring out how to flashback. Alright. Let's go ahead and Prismatic Strands again. Red. F6, since there's really nothing else to do. No, go ahead and attack, please. I beg you. No? Alright. Changer's Edict. Well, might as well use it, right? Get 2 creatures off the board, since it's never going to do anything anyway. That's very interesting. They chose to sack the white creature. Because now Battle Screech is like less turned on. I'm not really sure why they chose to do that. Hey opponent, can you brick for like 2 turns? I know your deck's really good at not bricking, but could you do it? I can imagine my opponent looking at me and it's like, well, yeah, I could, but I don't want to. Sack the clue, sure. What? They have rally? That would have been really strange. Oy vey. Alright, well. I guess I can brick. 4 lands left in the deck, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, 6 lands left in the deck. Firebolt me. Sure. Pestilence would also be good right now. So, really I have like a 1 in 13 or 1 in 12. Because for every 1 damage I deal, I gain 1 extra. So that'll be cool. I don't like this Firebolt picture, if I'm being honest. Alright, so we're going to block this, and we're going to block that. If my opponent has Rally, I'll prevent the damage from, I guess, the red. Oh, but then I trade. There's not much I can really do about that. Yeah, I guess I kind of have to. I knew that they had Rally, but there was nothing I could really do about it. So I guess I'll prevent from red, since this cuts off everything else. And I take 1 less damage. Alright, well, there's a Guardian. Just need Pestilence now. When they're attacking me. Alright, well, I'm gonna block, and then I can take 2. They're gonna lose a guy. Oh, they have 2 rallies. Well, that sucks for me. Alright, there's a Palace Sentinels. Finally drawing, though. Pass turn, yo. I think one problem I have with this deck is the lack of instant speed removal also. Alright, well there's Pestilence, so just gotta live, I guess, now. Yeah, Glint Hawk. I don't know if I have any more ways to gain life, actually. I have 1 more Wall of Hope to help me gain life, I guess. And then I have 1 more Aven Riftwatcher. Surprisingly enough, both of them were taken by Journeys, which I just noticed. Oh, nope. I'm dead. We tried. Oh, no. I'm not dead yet. I'm actually not dead yet. I can't read the bones. I can't do it. Alright. Oh, play Pestilence. Poke twice and... Oh, crap. Oh, no, because I could just poke and... No, it wouldn't actually make a difference. So at this point, I'm somewhat locked out of the game. Because once they draw Galvanic Blast, I won't be able to actually do anything. I need the last Aven Riftwatcher. Or my set, or another, or the last Wall of Hope. Or for them to just, like, not draw anything, I guess. Alright. I'm at 2. They're pausing. I'm getting slow rolled. No, don't slow roll me. Come on, just kill me. Put me out of my misery. No, you're not. Alright. Well, I guess poke. And poke. No, I don't want to poke another time. Oh boy. Attack for 4. I have drawn so many bad things out of order. The good thing is my opponent's dead next turn, for what it's worth, I suppose. No! Draw a land! Why can't you draw a land? These 3 cards screwed me. Okay. I don't think they're... Alright, poke. And poke. And alright. Can't cast that. David Roof Watcher for the win. Yes! The hope is real! I win! Yes! Sweet! Sweet diggity dog! Jesus! Oh my god! That was a crazy game. Alright, so, one big problem with this deck, as you've noticed, or as I actually just noticed, is there's, like, no instant speed removal other than Disfigure. And since my opponent is playing the token version, these Chainer's Edicts are just, they're just not good. Dust to Dust is okay, but I don't feel like it's going to do enough. Because we're going to be going for a while. Cop Red is pretty good because it prevents the... That's the whole lock, is if I have Cop Red, Guardian, and Pestilence, because then I can keep the board clear and everything, my opponent can't do anything about it. I don't think I need Sen's Enlistment for this matchup. I don't think I need to grind that way. Though Duress does seem pretty good to take burn spells and removal and things like that. So we'll bring in 3 Duress. I think... I kind of want to take out a Crypt Rats, but I know that this doesn't seem very good. Disfigure isn't great either. There's also no Journey to Nowheres. Excuse me. Which is kind of balls, but... I really want to bring in 3 Duress. I think I'll take out a Crypt Rats. I think taking out a Crypt Rats is fine. I want to keep in what gains me life. So... I think that's perfectly reasonable. Alright, so, we're going to think about keeping this hand, but then I'm going to realize that this is a Koru, so we're going to mulligan. However, we are going to keep this hand, because this hand's pretty good. I'm going to put that on the bottom. Because I'd rather have untapped lands or just different lands. I guess I could have kept it on top to cycle with the swamp. But I'm not shuffling my library, so I get to put this into play. Alright. That's actually pretty good now, because now if I draw a come and play tap land next turn, I can just go Thraben Inspector and stay on curve. So that's a good thing. I didn't, but... I feel like Night's Whispering is probably better, because then on 4 mana I can go Prismatic Strands and Thraben Inspector. So... And also, I don't have to discard this way. Ooh, a Duress is pretty good, as is Wall of Hope. And my opponent... F6 too many times. Cool. The wonders of MTGO. Oh, yes. Oh, another Night's Whisper. Alright, well, we're gonna Duress. We're gonna Duress first. And we see Journey to Nowhere, Ichor Wellspring, and a Lightning Bolt. I kind of want to take the Ichor Wellspring, but I think taking the Lightning Bolt is probably better, because then that takes up their whole turn if they don't draw another color source. So we'll take the Bolt, we'll play the Inspector and the Wall of Hope. Excuse me, then we'll pass the turn. See how that goes for me in life. They did not cycle the Secluded Step, so they are keeping that for color mana. Something to keep in mind. Alright, and they played the Thraben Inspector. I did nothing else. Cool. Ooh, Norza Basilica. Alright, we'll go Night's Whisper. I want to just draw more cards. Go ahead and cycle this. Duress. Okay, well, Duress is not bad. I'm going to return the planes and pass the turn, since there's really no reason attacking at all whatsoever. Oh, excuse me. Grave Inspector 2.0. And a Skyfisher of Life. Alright. I know they still have, I think, an Ichor Wellspring in their hand. So they played... No, they have a Journey, so I got to take the Journey. Yeah, they do have an Ichor Wellspring. They have a lot of clues. So we'll go ahead and Duress. We'll take the Journey. And then we'll play this Aven Riftwatcher. And pass the turn. Hopefully my opponent walks into the Disfigure block play. Alright, so there's the Radiant Fountain. So they're probably going to play the Ichor Wellspring. I'd be incredibly surprised if they didn't. Oh no, they're Galvanic Blasting. Okay, well, can't do anything about that. And there's the Ichor Wellspring. Well, I can't block the core, so there's really no point. Alrighty. Hello? Alright. This is becoming a bit of a problem. Read the bones. I think I'm better off playing the Aven Riftwatcher first. And hopefully they don't top deck a frickin' removal spell. Excuse my language. But with 3 redraws, I'd be incredibly surprised. Jesus. This is annoying. The other problem is they have 3 clues in play. So they've literally top-decked everything they needed in perfect sequential order. Which is a real problem. Alright, well there's Pestilence. Excuse me. But I think I just want to read the bones for now. Yeah, I think I'd rather just read the bones and see what I can get. Another swamp is good. Grave Inspector, not really sure I need that one. I guess it is free, but I don't think I need that one. Palace Sentinels, however, is pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't really use it with Prismatic Strands. I don't really want to run out this Pestilence just in case they brought in some type of, like, enchantment destruction. Let's see. But I think... No, I think I'm just going to put the Prismatic Strands in the grave. Just to get it in there. Just so I have a better control of the game. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Red, white. Crack the clue. Oh no, I'll do it with the rebirth. Okay. That's fine with me since I have the Pestilence anyway, so. Yep, crack clue. Really want to draw another untapped swamp. Yeah, I figured that was a little much to ask for. Alright, well, here we can go Pestilence. And I suppose we can do this now? Or I can do on the upkeep. Let's see. What are the advantages of doing it now over the upkeep? I don't think there really is one. So we'll do this now for 1. See me how to crack the clue. Okay, so they're just tapping out. Cool. And then we'll just do it again for now. My Grave Inspector's gonna die, but I think it's fine. I think it's better if I go to 13 and just keep the Prismatic Strands in the grave. I think that's probably better, because then I can go Palace Sentinels next turn. And Pestilence for 3. I'm going to lose my Wall of Hope, unfortunately, but, well, I'm, you know, casual, unfortunate things. Go to 13. They don't have Metalcraft yet, so that's something that's good. They're bolting me. Okay. It's very interesting that they're just bolting me. Oh, another swamp. Swamp is beautiful. So, we'll go ahead and do this for 3, I think. I'm wondering if it's better to go Pestilence now. I mean, to use Pestilence now, or after I've already put the Palace Sentinels in... excuse me. In play. It's probably better to do this first. Well, no, because then they can just, like... Well, I'm going to gain 3, so... Nah, it's probably better to just... Oh, my opponents have 6ing, okay. And then... Play the Sentinels. Pass the turn. And now if I somehow lose the Monarch, I can always just gain it back. Although I'm at 10, so... Circle Protection Red would be really helpful really soon. Okay, they can return the Prophetic Prism. I don't know why my opponent's holding priority. Opponent. Alright. I want my opponent's hand to just be like 3 Battle Screeches. just 3 Battle Screeches. Or like, yeah. Or like Kuldotha Rebirth, Battle Screech, or something in that combination. Yep. Yep. The good thing is we have 2 Prismatic Strands, so we can effectively counter 3 red spells. Kind of. I'm gonna go ahead and disfigure this. Instead of poking, well, I'm at 10. Oh, disfigure, okay. So we're gonna attack for 2. And I'm gonna play out the other Palace Sentinels, because I have to kill my opponent. Like, that's just something that has to be done. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And play Palace Sentinels. Now, I could gain a life, but I think 10 is the same thing as 11. So I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to return the planes. Draw a card. Draw a 3rd Palace Sentinels. Firebolt on me. Sure. Sure. Me going to 6. They don't have Metalcraft yet, so it doesn't really make a huge bit of difference. Alright. Not going to poke myself. Although I am going to attack for 8. Or for 8. For 4. And then play out this guy. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, I want to keep up the Prismatic Strand, so I can't really do that. No, well. Wish I drew that before. You're not dead unless you're going below 1. So remember that. Use your life as a resource. You're not dead unless you go below 1. Wall of Hope would also be a good draw, because then I can just I can shock every turn. Really, I guess the best draw would be the last Aven Riftwatcher. I guess that is one problem I have with this deck, is you don't really gain a lot of life. Cop Red, of course, would be the absolute best draw, but I'm not even gonna start with that. Okay, so they're farther away from Metalcraft now, since they cracked that clue. Glenhawk, sure. Can use Disfigure to get rid of that. That is fine. Yep. If they didn't gain 4 life, they'd somewhat already be dead, which is funny. Alright. Glenhawk is cool. So now they're going to tap out and use... and play the other Prophetic Prism? Okay. Do I win the game? I think I actually win the game now. No, maybe not. Okay, they're going to 14. Let's see. prevent all damage that's sources of the color. Okay, so that doesn't really work out the way I want it to. So I can poke twice. If I poke a third time, I go to 3, they go to 11, then I can put them to 5. No, it doesn't really do anything, so there's no point. Shoot another planes. Alright, let's play this 3-man inspector and crack the clue. See what I get. Another guardian. Okay. So attack for 6. Put them dead next turn. Play this other guardian. And now I can prevent 3 burn spells. So that's a good thing. Alright, there's Lightning Bolt. I'll go to 1. I cannot use Pestilence anymore. Let's try to make sure I don't screw this up. Actually, I should have Prismatic Strands in response to that. That was a bad play, because now, if their hand is 3 burn spells there, so yeah, if their hand was 3 burn spells, the reason why that's a bad play is this scenario of I'm at 1, so they could go Galvanic Blast, I prevent it, in response Galvanic Blast, I Prismatic Strands, in response to the Prismatic Strands on the stack that I'm playing from my hand, they can do that. Oh no, I guess I'm dead anyway if they have 2 Galvanic Blasts, because I was at 4, so I guess, did I make the right play? Because then they Lightning Bolt me down to 1. Oh no, never mind. It doesn't matter either way. They needed 3 more burn spells in their hand that weren't. No, they needed 3 more burn spells in their hand either way. So yeah. So I didn't expect to win that match, but I out-card advantaged the Kuldotha Boros deck. I may have played bad. I may have not really like. I may have not taken to heart just how important the gain life cards are. One problem I have with this deck is you don't really have a lot of ways to gain life. But your 6 draw spell cards, including your win condition, deal you damage. So you really have to learn how to use your life as a resource. You really have to learn how to maximize your Pestilence control. But either way, that was just one match. So I guess we'll see just, you know, how good the deck is, hopefully in the next match as well. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching this one.